for anybody who's a real TV nerd, you used to watch some commercials back in the day, and remember that Toyota commercial? Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Mazda,
hey.
yeah.
What was it, Mazda?
Yeah, it was Mazda. Or I think it was Mazda, yeah.
I forgot.
Zoom.
All you want to do is zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey, hey, hey.
That was
zoom,
weird.
zoom, zoom. All you want to do is
Market
zoom.
campaign. Was that
All you
racist?
want to
I don't know
is
if that was
zoom.
racist.
All you want to eat zoom. All you want to eat zoom. Just zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom. I like it.
That was weird. That was a weird ad campaign. It was just like African people.
Yeah, like Jamaicans, Africans,
people,
whatever, some islanders.
Vaguely black people near the water.
Yeah. And they love Mazdas. What's weird about that now? Come
They
on.
love
Wait a
Mazdas.
minute. Hold on.
Maybe they're marketing to like very specific community, just like the Pan-African diaspora.
I've never been to Africa or Jamaica, but if I ever go and everybody's driving Mazdas, I'm gonna be like, makes sense. Never mind. Maybe I was wrong. I thought none of this made any sense, but actually it turns out it's pretty accurate.
This is very on the nose. Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Joke Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my brother, Bill. How you doing? He's co-host as well.
I mean, look, I need a drink. Shit, man. I'm sorry. Look, I'm doing great. How y'all doing? There's good days, there's bad days. This is a good day. Shout out to y'all out there. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing, and thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. And, thank you to the people who keep commenting, making me laugh, and saying crazy stuff. Y'all are the real MVPs. So shout out to y'all. Don't forget about February the 11th.
February 11th.
Right here.
The Drunkies.
The Drunkies.
It's all happening right here.
The award show of all award shows. Actually, it's going to be ridiculous. So don't really put that much into it. Don't expect a whole bunch of production. It's going to be a little bit better than what you see right now. Yeah. Maybe.
It's going to be more Golden Globes and Academy Awards, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, buddy.
Alcohol.
But it will be fun. It will be fun.
It'll be fun.
And we will be drunk.
That's why I like the Golden Globes. Like, the awards don't matter, but it's always fun because everybody's drunk and they're like, just having fun. Seems like more of a party.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch the Golden Globes.
I haven't watched the Golden Globes in a really long time.
I don't watch the award shows. I didn't watch the Grammys.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Grammys either. Apparently, they were pretty dope this year. But, apparently the hip hop tribute was pretty dope.
No spoilers for those who haven't seen the Grammys yet.
Guys, get out there. Get out there on Twitter and the YouTubes and check that out. I mean, I sound 100 years old. Anyway.
Hey, we got some old people watching too. We got old people watching too. That's cool. You got to, appeal to like everybody.
You got to appeal to everybody. And it's Black History Month, so go ahead and get yourself a big old dose of hip hop history and watch that.
Cheers.
That Grammy recap.
What are we doing for Black History Month?
We're talking about a show. Well, no, black people. What are we
doing for Black History Month?
I'm making a video for Black History Month.
I'm just making, I'm kind of leading, people in there.
We don't need to have, we'll talk about what we're.
I'm just saying, I'm leading. That's how you do a teaser.
Yeah.
That right there was a tease. Like and subscribe.
Check out the community tab for updates on what we're going to be doing for the Black History Month. But today we are talking about episode 4 of HBO Max is hit series Last of Us. It's been getting some really good ratings. Apparently is like number 2 behind House of the Dragon as far as like more recent TV shows they've released on HBO Max.
Is it getting good ratings?
Yeah, it's getting good ratings. Right behind House of the Dragon. So,
surprise! There's nothing on fucking TV.
I mean, there's so many things on TV. Like all over the place.
I'm talking about like new,
right.
fresh, brand new episodes. I've never seen none of this. So many people haven't played the game.
Is
it's just new.
Yeah, this is definitely a big new prestige television, and it's one of those because it is based off a video game that's well beloved. It already has a really deep fan base already who praise it for being so cinematic. So I think that this is like one of those perfect adaptations where people are going to be flocking to this more so than just like Witcher or something like that. Like people were really amped for this.
Yeah, because they didn't really advertise it as a video game TV show. And it's not filmed like a video game TV show. They're not trying to do a bunch of CGI shit.
Yeah, like Halo. Yeah, Halo was
God.
Yeah. Out of those three, it's like...
what was I thinking? I was thinking of another movie, but now I can't think of anything except Halo.
Yeah, that was
I was thinking about Witcher, actually, is what I was trying to think. But But you just made me totally forget what I was thinking about.
Yeah, Witcher, at least, in that spectrum of just, video game TV shows, Halo, I feel like, out of those these three, does it the worst. Witcher's somewhere in the middle where, if you were to come in on Witcher blind, you might be able to, not know that it's a video game or, see little Easter eggs that not...
Hated it.
Stuff. But The Last of Us is, definitely the more... Yeah, really grounded. I'm surprised how much they're ripping from the video game, actually, watching these little recaps and stuff, side-by-side comparisons.
Which is why I still can't give the writers any real credit for this show until I see something different.
Well, one of the main writers is the creators of the video game. So
I'm just saying.
That.
I'm just saying. I haven't seen anything really so separate, but they went this way with it, so it was cool. Other than episode 3, which was cool, but all they really did was tell a backstory of what they had going on. You know what I'm saying, and give it a twist at the end.
Right.
So, right now, I will give the video game all the credit and all the glory so far because basically they've copied it. But like I said before, tell it like it is. You already got a good story. But I do hope that not spoiling anything. I just hope that they change some things towards the end. Mr. Random Internet Guy has had a lot of opinions. We need to get you on the show to talk about this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Show about a game because he had a lot of good points. I didn't get to respond to his comment, but he had a lot of good points, and I was just like, I don't know. I didn't fucking play the game, so I just know what happens. So,
right.
Why don't you come on the show and try to enlighten me on some stuff? Because I'm really interested where they're gonna go in retro. In knowing what they're gonna do. I don't think it's a good way to do a show. So I'm interested in if they change it, which I'm pretty sure they will, because it's Hollywood, and and I love Hollywood as much as I hate Hollywood. I love Hollywood, you guys. I grew up on Hollywood. We all did. That's why we're here right now talking about this stuff. So I just want them to do better.
I'm interested to see what they do going forward. Let's go ahead and just dive right into this episode. Traveling through Missouri on their way to Wyoming, Joel and Ellie take a shortcut through the ruins of Kansas City when they get ambushed by bandits.
Kansas City. That's the song. You never heard? Y'all ain't never heard it? That's not a song. I'm sorry. It's not a song.
Is that? Yeah, that doesn't sound like a song.
Hey, I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry.
Joel kills 2 of them, but third manages to overpower and nearly strangle him to death before Ellie saves him by shooting the man with her gun. What did you think of this scene? Because I thought it was pretty tense. The car crash and everything was.
I think you just kind of skipped a lot of stuff, like the beginning where they're siphoning gas or right before that.
Yeah,
where,
I'm just going off the Wikipedia notes. Yeah, that's what it shows me first. But yeah, we do get the opening scene where what's it called? Ellie is practicing with with her gun. You can tell that she knows her way around a gun because she empties the clip and empties the gun or the bullet from the chamber. Starts pointing around and stuff.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think theory that she's like been trained by Fedra like as a killer, not just like she was Fedra training. Like,
Right.
I think she's like a Fedra assassin or some shit.
Really?
You know, something deeper than just like, oh, she's Fedra.
Right.
Like, oh, she was there and they just was raising up little zombies and shit. Like, no, I think she was fucking like getting ready to be out here gatting fools down. Probably was already forced to gat a fool down.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's definitely still some like mystery around her backstory because I don't feel like just I don't know. Like, yeah, like there's still mystery behind like her immunity and all that, where she came from, how the Fireflies found her. Still a lot to be revealed, and also like, you know, there was reveal that she's killed someone before. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I'm sure there's
Pace
a lot more
yourself.
to be.
Pace
I'm sure there's a
yourself.
lot more to be revealed about Ellie. But what did you think about all this stuff with Joel and Ellie getting to know each other? You mentioned like
Well,
the
probably been
gas siphoning
supposedly about 2 weeks have passed since they've been, because where they are based on how long they've had to, like how many times they've had to stop, get gas. They're probably about 2 weeks of hanging out with each other. You know, so they got to get to know each other. I mean, you know, but you know, I've seen a lot on the internet about how Ellie broke the first rule, which is, you know, do what she's told. But they automatically broke all the rules. The first rule, like, I mean, the second rule, like, you know, don't fucking talk about each other's past.
Oh yeah,
Like, he asked her about her past, like,
right.
and she asked him about his. Like, they're just telling about their past, like it's nothing.
Yeah,
Like, she asked him about Tommy. He just was like, yeah, okay, I'll tell you about Tommy. Like, wait a minute, what happened? This last episode, you just told her y'all wasn't gonna talk about nothing. You just gonna tell her about Tommy?
right. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was like really upset at the time, so it was pretty much assumed that that was, or at least I assumed that those rules are kind of like soft.
I felt like, yeah, I mean, I feel like they're clearly soft. They're gone.
Yeah,
They've lasted about 15 minutes showtime, like runtime on show.
They even last till the end of that episode, because then Ellie finds a gun and puts it in her backpack, which he told her that she's not supposed to have any guns.
Well, he told her she did that right before he said the rules.
That's true.
So to
She
be fair,
but yeah,
I'm just saying to be fair.
That's fair.
To be
That's fair. But yeah, I did really like all the scenes with them getting to know each other, because it's like the first time.
Did you like the puns? There were more puns in this episode than heavy spoilers video.
I like the puns a lot. Yeah.
I like the puns too, but you gotta admit, heavy spoilers has a lot of puns, and that's all I can think about when I was hearing those. All the one about the, you know. Did you know diarrhea was hereditary?
Oh yeah,
because it runs in your genes. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That's the one that cracked him a little bit.
That was good. Look, because you know what? It's Dave Chappelle said it best. I'm taking it from him. This is like a school of thought. Nothing better than a poop joke. Poop joke has lasted the test of time.
Poop jokes work. That's why it's usually like the.
If you got a fucking zombie television show or zombie movie and you want to lighten up the mood for 1 fucking second,
Talk about poop.
just say a poop joke. It works every time.
Probably a real scarcity of toilet tissue in this universe. I don't even want to think about that though. But I do want to say that I really liked their connection a lot. Like, this is where things finally get to slow down a little bit in this hectic world. And we actually get to see these two characters connect. And it is really ultimately about them. and we get to see them actually give a shit about each other, and it makes sense that they have a sense of camaraderie there, and that like they have the two actors have really good chemistry with each other as well. Pedro Pascal, wow, you're such a great actor. I was watching Game of Thrones the other day. I was like, damn, way different character than this.
You know,
like he's so
honestly. Good. I wish he would stop doing roles where he's just like not really having to say anything. But he's one of the not having to say anything actors ever. He's like he's acting so well without saying much of anything.
Yeah. He plays a strong silent type real well.
If I ever act in anything, I want to roll like that. I want to roll. Yeah. I want to try a role like that. Because, man,
I feel like it takes a lot.
I feel like it does take a lot. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's got to be like exhausting. You know what I'm saying? I would try to do something like that because I'm that N-word because I don't want to get demonetized.
Yes, he does a really great job of playing like so many different characters, like from Narcos, this. Mandalorian, obviously, like he's fucking great. He's TV legend.
But there are times when I'm watching this where I can see like Mandalorian, like I can see that head turn. He's got that head turn. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, maybe I'll do it this angle. Mm-hmm. Like he's got that head turn. He's got that head turn where he's head turn.
So people once you play that to roll for a while, like I read an article where Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil, he said that he was like in an audition shortly after Daredevil ended, and he couldn't pretend like he kept pretending like he didn't have the use of his eyes. He's like, no, this character can see. You can you can look your actor and your partner in the face.
It's like doing a British accent for too long, you know?
Yeah.
Or like a patois accent for too long. Look at what happened to Tom Hanks' son. He did a patois accent for so long. That nigga can't stop doing it. He's just fucking...
That Paul confused little boy. Happy Black History Month, everybody.
His motherfuckers be hearing him. They don't know who he is at all. They don't know he's Tom Hanks' son. They just see him and they're just like, that poor little white boy. Man, somebody told me he got hit upside the head. Said the N-word. Now he can't stop talking like that. So now they just let him talk like that. Heard him call a boy a nigga the other day. It was the craziest thing.
I really hope that the real reason why he talks like that is the explanation from that episode of Atlanta. He just like
that's not what he talks like that. I know that's not what it is. Tom Hanks clearly has a Mexican maid.
Clearly.
Everybody knows. Jamaican maids out here in LA.
But
Jamaican
to get back on track. Kathleen believing that Joel and Ellie are in. So we get back to the Joel and Ellie. They get ambushed by the bandits. What did you think of this scene where the Joel and Ellie get ambushed? What did you think of that scene?
Sorry, all I really could think about right then was like how this episode should be like called never mind. I'm sorry. I was about to make a joke. We should keep going because I was just gonna keep it going. Okay. It was gonna be bad. It was gonna just keep going. I thought it was cool, like I thought it was dope. It was a good action scene.
Yeah,
killed people. Ellie had to kill, or she like shot the nigga in the back and severed his spine. I mean, she must be a fucking amazing shot because like she just paralyzed this nigga like one shot.
Yeah, unless she was aiming for his head.
Nah, she wasn't aiming for his head. She like squared it off at his back.
Maybe she just like put it right up, like flush up against his back.
I mean,
who knows?
You can assume what you would like to assume. They showed you what they showed you just to show you that that's what she was doing.
It was.
And I think they're trying to maintain some kind of like watchability for this for kids to some degree because they didn't have her kill him, and they didn't show you her shooting him.
Right.
Like, you know, he gets shot, but you never see her actually pull the trigger. It's just like old school 1970s television style shit. Like, you hear the gunshot, but you don't see the gunshot. It's like James Bond. Like, you see the motherfucker get shot, but you never see any blood. Like,
yeah, and in some instances, I felt like it was like sort of a artistic choice, when Joel tells her to leave. But there are other times. Like when he tells her to leave before he
splatters the dude's brain all over.
Slits the dude's throat.
I don't know what he did.
I'm assuming.
Probably gutted him up. I don't know, man. He was about to kill me. I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Talking about your mama and all this shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck about that, nigga. You about to kill me, boy. You bet what?
Right? It's like,
boy, you better be glad she got a gun and I told her not to have a gun. I don't know how to feel about that right now because I would be busting your dome right now, dog.
Yeah, like, it's like, I'm not gonna waste. It's like, oh, thank you for the knife. I was gonna waste a bullet on you.
Yeah, only reason I ain't shooting you is because I don't want to bust this shots, give away my position, and motherfucking you waste this bullet.
But there were times where like it was kind of edited weird, and this was like one of the times.
What do you mean edited weird? Go ahead.
Well,
you
were talking about.
Go with that first.
Like you were talking about where like you don't see the actual people getting like her actually shooting him and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know if that was an artistic choice, but it felt.
I'm telling you, it was a business choice. So they maybe there is a scene where where they showed it, but I'm telling you, I believe the producers want to make this something that kids of a certain age will be able to like watch, and their parents not catch them watching it and being like, "Oh shit!" I think they do want people to watch it with their kids because it is a video game. So you know what I'm saying?
Video game, but it's also like a TV. Like it's an MA video game. It's
but it's
mature. And
so you telling me how many? So you telling me you didn't never play any MA video games when you were a kid?
Yeah,
I'm just saying. My point is that you want to be able to have some kind of, there's kids that are going to come see it. I'm not saying that everybody who plays the game is a kid. I'm just saying that you want kids to be able to come see it. So I do think that there is an element of it to where they're trying to release this, like edit it in certain ways or at least portray Ellie in a little bit more of a, lighter, more innocent focus, at least for now.
Right.
To get, to kind of give parents like, okay, yeah, I can watch this with my kid. It is a video game that they had already bought or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Because in the video game, she's a lot more violent, a lot more, a lot sooner. Like in the video game, she shot the dude in the head.
Oh, okay.
She didn't like just shoot him in the spine and then Joel finished him up. She shot the dude in the head.
Right. Yeah.
In the scene that they're recreating.
Right. Yeah, there were just like moments like in this episode and in episode 2 specifically where actually I guess throughout the whole show where just like I am realizing that the show, I'm not a huge fan of the way it's particularly shot. Just like especially watching it back to back, like we've been watching Severance as well, and the way that show is shot is like way more cinematic. I feel where I'm just more impressed with like the framing and the composition of stuff and. I don't know. There's way different shows, but like there are just like this. There are times where this show feels a little bit more like a TV show rather than a movie.
Well, it's a video game. They're doing things that are like I've seen like the frame ups. They're doing frames very similar to how the actual game is framed up. So you'll see certain angles because that's how they had to.
Right.
They had this. A lot of the game is a lot of slouching behind stuff, and like you see. For no reason, Joel is like completely slouched over at the beginning when he's siphoning gas. Like he's completely leaned up completely against the car.
It's bad for you.
While Ellie is like standing around.
Yeah.
Well, like clearly if you're going to be seen, but it's like out of habit, but it's also like a part of the game. Right. Like it's a part of how the frame ups are in the game. So I understand where a lot of that is coming from. It may be bothering you or throwing you off, but that's what it is. They're just trying to frame it up just like they were in the game. Like when he's selling pills in the first episode to that federal officer, that is a frame up that's exactly from the game. Like
they're definitely like doing a lot of ripping from the game, which is cool and like it's nice that I don't like know that offhand. Like I'm watching that and just like, oh, that must be something from the game. But it's just, it's not my favorite. Like the director of photography isn't my favorite.
It's not his fault. They're just doing what the game. They're just doing. They're trying to.
That's a choice.
No, it's not a choice. It's they're appeasing the people who actually are the reason that this is being made. That's not a choice. It's like you have to do that. I mean, you have to. You can't shoot this like Severance, because then people will be like, this sucks. This is not like the game. This is all fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to shoot it how these people are expecting to see it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. I mean, that's what they're watching. That's what they're here for.
Right.
I mean, if Star Wars shot everything like, like Severance, you'd be like, well, that's not really Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, but
if
then, like, if everybody just
clean.
made stuff like other people made it, like, then we'd have people
as you just said,
we'd have people criticizing them and saying like, oh, well, they're not really doing anything, they're just,
as you just said earlier, the creator of the game is one of the main writers. You think that doesn't trickle down in some kind of way?
I'm sure it does. I'm
just saying, in the same way I criticize for not really having any writing. I mean, it's this, and you were critical on that. I'm just saying it's basically the same thing. It's a contradictory thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's a video game TV show. It's gonna be based on the video game, including the frame ups and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this show was the Raiders, the Rebels.
Right.
Because I don't feel like it was explained well enough, and I don't want to go through a whole nother episode just them explaining who these niggas are.
Yeah.
Considering we didn't do anything in this episode until that moment.
Yeah, like considering this is I think this is the shortest episode we got so far.
45 minutes, shortest episode.
Yeah, we could have gotten probably a little bit more to explain who they were, and maybe a little bit less of this. Or actually, let's just talk about Kathleen for a little bit. I think that she was. I like this actress a lot. What's her name? Melanie Linsky. She was on Detroit Rock City, one of my favorite.
Shake your wee wee.
One of my favorite 420 comedies ever. She was also in this movie called "I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore," which is hilarious.
Go shake. Shake your wee wee.
I think that she was miscast in this. I think they could have got with someone who's maybe.
I think she did fine. I think she did great. So that's not my problem with this. What's
your problem with it?
It's just that she's. I don't know who the fuck she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some random bitch. Man, come on, man. Like, give me something better than that. Like, give me something to work with here. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I get it all. I mean, like, I got everything. I understood everything. Like, I'm with it. But like, damn, dog. Like, that was it. Come on, man. She's just mad at some people named Henry. Like, I don't even know what's going on, man. Like, I don't want to be that confused when I'm going into the last 15 minutes of a fucking episode. Like, I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
I'm just like, yo, we just wasted. So now I feel like, okay, oh, that was really cool. They're bonding. And then like, okay, now we just going to end the episode with no information given this entire fucking episode. We just been talking the whole episode. That's cool. Real fucking delight.
I mean, like, I still really liked the episode.
Yeah, I still liked the episode. I just thought it was a terrible ending.
You thought it was a terrible ending, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't really mind the ending either. I mean, I guess I can get how it was like a little disappointing because it kind of came up out of nowhere, especially with being the shortest episode. But I did think that it was like a scary little moment. Well, just to get to the ending.
I mean, just imagine if we were just like, all right, thanks for calling, y'all. Thanks for coming in, y'all. Thanks for watching. Just end it right now. Like, people be like, what? That's how it feels, right? That's like how it kind of felt. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. But yeah, like after they get ambushed, they do run off, and that's when Kathleen shows up, and she's the leader of this like Raiders group. I guess they fucking took over Boston.
No, they're not a leader of Raiders. They're a rebel group that did take over Boston because the people were crazy. The federal agents were fucking wild. and they were like starving the people, and they uprised it up on them and killed all of them and burned their bodies and put out, burn them. I think they burned them alive, but that's what that pile of smoky, ashy bones is when they get, that Joel and Ellie see.
Right.
Like, what is that? That was also in the game a lot, apparently.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
She got cray. So it also, because those bones were still smoldering, gives you a sense that they haven't been, like, in power. These rebels haven't really been in power that long as well. Because they're still, bodies are still smoking.
Right. Yeah, and it couldn't have been like too terribly long. Shit, it was like it just left.
That can happen for a few days, you know what I'm saying? If you got a bit hot enough fire, big enough fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did like how like just like sort of dire the situation seemed like immediately. It's like we weren't even on our way back here, but we just like kind of stumbled upon this kind of crazy crisis, and now we're just like fighting for our lives, and we've lost. They immediately lose everything too. Like they kind of got really stocked up in this truck, had a good system, and all that turns to shit in a matter of a couple of minutes. So I did like that whole like dire situation that they're now put in. And yeah, then they kind of run off into this tower, escape. Ellie tells a few more jokes. And also you mentioned earlier that they do kind of connect a little bit more. They tell each other's backstories. And Joel kind of alludes that he's killed innocent people before, like these guys.
Well, Ellie asks him if he has, and he didn't answer it.
Right. So it's kind of like he answered without
apparently
answering.
In the game, she asks him that as well, and he doesn't say anything, and she goes, I'll take that as a yes.
Oh. Right. It's
like I said, I think that they're, further alluding to me, saying I think they're trying to keep her innocent, for production reasons,
Yeah. Yeah.
To keep it a little light, just to keep it a little, and the tension, a little bit more, between them. Like because she kind of got like a blank face as far as expressions go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the actress, Ellie, so I think they're trying to like keep it like tense. Like, what is Ellie really thinking about him? Does she really trust him? You know what I'm saying? Is she playing him? Because she clearly has like some kind of dark side. Because when Joel is like beating that dude to death outside the Fedra,
at the
QZ, she was looking at him all creepy. She was like,
"Oh, was she smiling? I didn't know she was smiling."
You killing that nigga? Yeah, that's what's up. Kill him. Hit him again. Yeah. That reminds me of this one thing. I'm gonna tell this story. It's like he was hitting him. Like this one time, a friend of mine was hitting this other dude, and then this other dude says to the other dude, "Hey, stop hitting him." And then the other dude says, the homie, he says, "Nah, keep hitting him one more time." Like, like, just keep on hitting him. Like, damn. Like, okay, so yeah, that's how Ellie was looking at him.
Right.
Like, yeah, hit him one more time. Like, so yeah, I think she's got a dark side to her that they're trying to like unveil slowly. And
yeah,
I don't know how long this show is supposed to be. 2 seasons, 3 seasons. They might drag this shit out.
Yeah, who knows? Because I mean, I guess if you were to probably like chart out how much story there is in the video games to how much story there is to tell in the show, they probably, it's probably only 2 seasons, but it's HBO, baby, it's TV, it's an opportunity to make more money. Like they might just decide we're gonna let the show go for more seasons, tell more story.
Maybe, but I don't think that would appease the core fans. But one thing they have done so far that did appease some core fans is
HBO loves pissing off their core fans.
Facts. One thing they did to appease their core fans is the guy who is the captain for Caitlin, the crazy lady, crazy Gustavo
Oh
lady.
yeah.
Caitlin's the bearded guy. He's the guy who plays Tommy in the video game. So look at that. You got a voice actor in there. He's got a nice beard. Good casting. It's okay. No, I'm joking. It's okay. I'm not. Relax. No,
he wasn't one of those. He wasn't an actor where I saw him and I was like, that guy must be a favor. Like sometimes you'll see an actor that just kind of doesn't belong.
He's having sex with a producer or something like that. But no, but I think that anyway, regardless of that. But yeah, he ends up finding a whole sinkhole that's developing while they're trying to find Ellie and Joel, and he's like, "Yo, bitch, you need to be focused on this. This is crazy." And she's like, "No, we'll worry about it later." And he's like, he looked at her like, "What?" Like,
are you sure?
He looked at her like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "No. We just do this, we do that, then we figure out this stuff." He's
just
like,
lock the door.
He's like, "Oh my God." He locked the door like, "Okay, I'm going to go skip town." He had to look at his face like, as soon as we do this shit, I'm leaving. Because this shit is dead. This shit burnt.
Yeah, there's definitely something cooking up underneath that basement.
Yeah, it's Demogorgon.
It's coming from the fucking upside down.
Yeah, for real. But then Joel and Ellie find shelter in a big ass tall building that looks like a condo. Apparently, looked like actually a pretty nice place, to be honest. Fucking,
once upon a time,
get up to the 33rd floor because they have to walk. Because of course there's no electricity for an elevator. Yeah, and it probably hadn't been serviced in about 20 years. I mean, clearly hasn't. It definitely.
I was feeling that because I walk up, like, if I walk up 9 flights of stairs, I'm like,
when did you walk up 9 flights of stairs?
Work. I'll do that. Like, I do that just for exercise.
My God, that is ridiculous. I hate. Well, anyway, yeah. I mean, it's exhausting. It's an exhausting task. But at 56 years old, I guess it's even worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
them knees, I can only imagine them. Them post-apocalyptic knees, you kicking zombies.
Man, yeah, you've been stomping people's faces in. Like,
probably got tendonitis in your hands from shooting.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, right.
Like, you got all kinds of
all the terrible things.
All the bad things. A bad back from picking up dead bodies, throw them into the fires and shit. God. Like, you got all kinds of problems. Disc.
So
then they.
I'm just gonna start
finally
start naming. We're gonna name all the ailments.
Motherfucker's got gout.
Stenosis. He's got gout.
Motherfucker's got stenosis. Nigga got spina bifida. Scoliosis in this motherfucker. You got scoliosis from bending over like the wrong way. Sleeping on mattresses.
That's how it happens.
Sleeping on couch cushions. So yeah, they get them some couch cushions.
Yeah, they got some couch cushions.
And then Joel breaks. This is an important thing, I think. Joel cracks up the glass and like makes a little booby trap and like he's like, "Yeah, I got it." And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm making sure nobody sneaks up on us." And she's like, "Cool." And then they lay down and she wakes him up again. She's like, "Why, I noticed that you're hard of hearing in your right ear. So it's going to be hard for you to hear." And he flips over on his right side so then he can be on his left. So it's exposed. But when they then get caught or ambushed by Henry and Sam, who are apparently brothers, they are in the game.
No, yeah. That's why I say apparently because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they could change it. Maybe they'll make him his son or something. You never know. But yeah, apparently they're brothers. And like when Joel wakes up, he's on his right side. Nobody pointed that out. Nobody pointed that out today. Drunk Banthas exclusive right here. Yeah, he's on his right side. I mean, he's on his left side, so he can't really hear, and his right ear is exposed.
And yes, probably because they were like he was about to like go to sleep, but then they were chit chatting, gabbing.
Well, no, I think he just rolled over, but because he rolled back over to his other side, and then he wakes up and he's on his other side.
Right. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting way to end the episode. Like your classic cliffhanger episode, gun pointed in somebody's face. Next episode, we're going to find out their allies are probably not, at least, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Perfect opportunity to say, perfect cliffhanger episode, classic cliffhanger episode, wake up with black kid holding a gun in your face.
That old chestnut.
Tell you to be quiet. With war paint on his face, like, oh my God, are you an African warrior or are you just a nigga in the hood? I don't know what's going on. Please don't kill me.
It's a pretty creepy image too, just like a child holding a gun.
Any kids are creepy. All kids are creepy. I'm trying to tell you. You see The Shining? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty upsetting image.
Look, I tell you right now, if you know some kids, or if you got some kids, or if you got some pictures of them and videos in your phone, take that picture, take that video, and put it behind some like ominous music in your YouTube story, and tell me that or your YouTube story, in your Instagram story, and tell me that shit ain't creepy. And if you post it, add me on @drunkbanthas on Instagram, and you fucking show me that shit ain't creepy. That shit's creepy. And if it is, if you do that, you get a t-shirt. That's what the deal is. I'll pick the best one. You get a t-shirt. At me.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't really care for this episode. It
was the worst episode so far.
One. I didn't really feel like it was that bad. Like,
I mean, if you had to rank all of the ones so far, where would you rank this one?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I actually like this one a little bit. Probably a little bit more than the last one.
The last one's Emmy.
Because we just focus more on.
Last one's an Emmy.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a really great episode, but I just really liked how this focused more on the characters we're going to be following for the rest of the show, and I really like the way that we actually get to see the two of our main characters build a relationship, because before this there's so much shit going on with the circumstances and the other characters. Like Tess was the one who was actually connecting with Ellie, and then she fucking dies, and all these other, and then Joel's just trying to get her to Bill, and then he fucking dies before they even get there. We get that one amazing episode, and now it's finally just like an episode where we're just like we're focusing on these characters. I thought it was fun, and it got tense when it needed to be. Wasn't really super, like I said, the action sequences I felt like could have been shot a little bit better, but I still really enjoyed it.
We disagree.
And but apparently most of the internet disagrees with me. Most people don't like this episode.
Yep.
But yeah, whatever.
I mean, I'm sure they don't like it for reasons that are very stupid. But my reason was just that the ending was. I mean, the episode was too short. They should have had a little longer so they could explain a little bit more or give us a little bit more,
right,
to care about these characters,
right? Because
the cliffhanger kind of fell soft because I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about none of these motherfuckers.
Like there was. He did seem sort of like an event character, like the character that we just hear about throughout the whole episode, and then boom, he's there.
Boom. Like, Metal Gear Solid shit. Like,
for a while there, I was like, God damn, like, who the fuck is this Henry dude? He's like, he is pissed off this lady.
Right. I was like, clearly, I didn't know he was black but I assumed he must have been black because they like, he did something, we got to kill him. This nigga's got to be black. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's got to be black. We ain't seen no black people this whole time. First time somebody's angry at him. Like, everybody's clearly angry at one person. He's black. Got to be.
Some things never change. No, I'd be interested to see what their backstory is. I'm sure everybody who's played the video games right now is yelling at me through the screen. But I'd be interested to see what Kathleen and Henry's full relationship is beyond him. I think they said that he ratted out Kathleen's brother to the Fedra, and that got Kathleen's brother killed, and now Kathleen's just like out for blood against Henry.
Which also is another hint to me that they haven't been in charge very long.
Yeah. This seems like this is very much an impulsive decision based off of revenge and bloodshed.
Blood and fire.
Yeah, this is a blood and fire situation, for sure.
Or fire and blood. I don't know. Whatever the fuck, you know.
Yeah, they're interchangeable.
Nerd me in the fucking comments, you know.
It's actually fire and blood.
Yeah,
but guys, we try to do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, internet. All the internet things at the Drug Banthas. Stay safe, my little diarrhea jeans, and may the first be with you.
Smash it. Smash the subscribe button and like me.